Somebody died in a field in Pennsylvania fighting this lot. I ever tell you that?
Many times.
I see I'm boring you, Arthur.
Worrying me. We lost men back there.
We have lofty goals, Arthur. We're trying to reform society to a kinder, truer, better way. Now, of course, there's gonna be casualties.
We're thieves.
Are they trying to reform society? Is that the goal? I thought they were just trying to stake out their own path.
Of facts. Now, I'll give you that, but come on. We got the day. It's nice out.
Anyway, greetings and salutations, folks, and welcome back
Around here.
to Red Dead Redemption 2, where it seems that we've been roped into this mission over here.
Hey, old girl, come on down here. Why don't you show us this creek you've been pissing in? Hey, you don't look too rosy, old friend. I thought this warmer weather would...
My days are looking good along over Dutch.
Oh, right, I'll mount my horse right over here.
Come on, Hosea. Let's go fishing.
Come on, then.
Where are we going, Hosea? Dutch?
Coming past.
Yeah, okay.
You okay with this spot for now, Mr. McGuire? Why don't we just fish here? There's a whole lake of them.
Because I need to get out for a bit. Me and the old guard.
The OG
There was us.
gunslingers.
This couple and their unruly son.
It feels good here. You did well finding that spot, Arthur.
More Charles than me.
Yep.
Like I can breathe again, thick and soupy as this air is. Might even
Yeah, that does not
always
quite
been
seem
so good, Hosea.
the most breathable air. If your best description is thick and
Feels
soupy.
like a lifetime ago.
It was a lifetime ago. But what a life we have lived, how well we have fought.
Although
Especially
that's
both of you.
at the same time, it makes me feel as though
Now, when things are desperate,
like the conversation these two are having right now is very similar to
find somewhere where nobody will find
the
us.
aging cowboy who was getting a book written about him.
Where?
Like, they've already accomplished everything they are going to accomplish. So now all they have to do is just
Of course.
save up enough money to
We
disappear.
do need money. So keep a low profile, especially in the local town. After Valentine, I want everyone on best behavior here. No trouble. But start turning over the soil and the rocks. See what turns up.
Dutch has asked the gang not to use weapons or cause trouble in roads.
Slew of rich simpletons there must be down
But
here.
what if there's somebody who's shooting at us?
For you, Hosea, you'll be able to play them like a fiddle.
Nothing would give me greater pleasure, but
No buts. Not today. We fish and we enjoy the day.
No, I had planned for my only fishing expedition,
Looks like law.
fishing with a jack, to be the only time I ever fish in this game.
Oh,
It appears that I am mistaken. Also, they're transporting a lot of prisoners around these parts.
well, look what the cat drug in.
I seem to have gotten myself in a spot of bother.
Quiet back there.
Let's see if we can't sort this out.
Oh my god. Weren't we gonna be playing this,
Fine.
This is quite some country you have here.
We like it well enough.
weren't we gonna try to lay low?
At your service.
Lee Gray.
Hoagie
This
McIntosh?
is my deputy Archibald McGregor.
It's good to meet you.
You a Scot?
Partly. The best part.
Of course.
Now, tell me, sir, what did the silly, fancy fop back there do? Nothing too terrible, I trust.
He was accused of running a gold mining investment scam.
Oh, no. I'm sure he wasn't. He is a magician. I know him. He's a fool.
I like the fact that they're
But
picking the
he is
lock
not a bad
as
fellow.
It's in the middle of the conversation.
Can we just...
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Shit! The Anderson boys! I can't have more scandal!
Well, allow us to help, my friend. Arthur,
Chase wanted man.
and take Archibald with you.
Just what I signed up for. Come on, big guy.
Brad,
All right.
discuss the foolish magician.
Stay with that train. Don't let them get away.
Wait, are we fighting for the law now?
We need them Anderson boys alive.
All right.
Come on, hurry.
All right.
Come on.
All right, I got it.
Will you
No, we're not.
We're not losing them.
Faster.
We ain't losing nothing.
What's your name, sir?
Arthur.
My name's Arthur.
Callahan.
Faster, Mr. Callahan, please. My neck is on the line here.
I get it. I'm doing my best. So what are these fellas wanted for? Looks like the son of a bitch is gonna make it. You sure I can't just shoot him?
No. Did I not say that?
You said plenty.
Yeah, you said, I suppose, that we can't shoot him. Come on, horse.
Move. That must.
Holy crap.
Leave them. Stay with that train. The train is slowing down to go through the station. Now's our chance. Get to the side of the train.
All right.
Yep.
Doing.
See the flat carriage? Head for that. Get us as close as you can. You think you can jump on there?
Maybe.
I think I can.
Because you ride like my grandmother.
You are something else.
Yeah.
You shot bastard. I didn't do nothing.
Now I'm getting punched all because of Dutch. Okay. This is fun. Yeah, let's say this is good. Damn you Anderson boys. Clearly it seems that my favorite times in this entire game generally relate to trains.
Damn bastard. Get the hell away from me.
Take that.
Gonna be dead soon, partner!
There. I'm kind of like I'm not entirely sure I know the melee combat that well.
I'm coming for you next.
I'm gonna ride ahead.
Yeah, I passed by all this food. Like I feel like all I'm doing is kind of mashing the circle button for punching and the square button for blocking.
Need some chips? Come on.
You sure?
There. Yep. Damn it. Like, I'm guessing, I think that square button is like a blocker, there we go.
Is everything all right in there?
Well,
Yeah, it's
I
fine.
think he's dead. I think I won the fight. Just about.
Alright.
Bring him out here.
I suppose, this gets us some brownie points with the law.
Sounded like quite a commotion. Is that him?
I sincerely hope so.
Old Anders Anderson.
So what now?
Take him in. Come on.
Old Anders Anderson?
Well done. And a pat on the back for me for stopping the train. Load Anders onto the back of your horse there, and we'll take him to Sheriff Gray.
Oh, you did quite
There you
the
go.
adventure
You
there.
are a natural. All right, let's take him in. Follow me.
Huh.
What about the other?
Okay. You know, I had questions in regards to,
Back there is the brains of the operation.
the honor in
Really saying
the
something.
honor system in this game. Because the story kind of led you to dishonorable acts.
I'd hazard a guess you've served the law yourself at some point.
Well, I wouldn't exactly say that.
Are you familiar with the area here?
No, not really.
On your right here, these tobacco fields? This is part of Caliga Hall, big estate belonging to the Gray family.
Looks bone
All right.
dry.
Yes, we are in dire need of some rain around here, let me tell you. The Grays have lived in Caliga Hall for generations. Fine people. My family's been working for them for years. Sheriff Gray's the one I know best, of course, but they own half the businesses in town.
Which town?
Rhodes, sir. You don't know it? Where we're headed right now. Ain't what it was before the war, but it has its charm.
All right.
I'm sure you've
I
already
gotta
known
say,
the
though,
Braithwaites.
Like I said.
Dutch has
just
definitely
got down
manipulated the system
Another big
because
family in these parts. They have an estate west of here. Awful people.
for
Truly
one, he
awful.
directly lies as to who he
They've been
is,
fighting
direct
with
to the
Grays
law.
for as long
So
as I can
his
remember.
plan,
Sounds like quite the place you got.
his call to Lalo, like seemed like it was immediately interrupted by his own plans.
We're gonna
But
bear
now
those
essentially this means that once Arthur shows up in a town, not only does this mean that Arthur is not going to be the target of the law, that the law is at the very least under the impression that Arthur and crew are on the side of the law, which is definitely an interesting change versus, say, their time spent in Valentine.
Welcome to Rhodes. Up there on the
And
left
he
is
kind of
the
more or
Rhodes
less
Farm
took
House.
advantage of the
Very
presence
reputable
of the
saloon
prison
owned by the Gray
caravan
family. We also have
to
general
create a
store,
distraction and
guest
allow the
post
prisoners to
office,
escape
train station,
so that he
course.
could use the recapture of the prisoners as a means of
And that's your friend, right?
instigating a sense of well-being
Okay,
for
we're gonna stop just
his
ahead on the
comrades,
right, outside the
for
sheriff's
himself
office.
and his
Will you
comrades.
grab Anders off your horse and carry him in for me?
All right.
Just bring him here.
Did you get the other guys
fellas.
that I may have punched or have fallen off of the train?
Mr. Gray! We got him. Very good.
I told you Arthur would deliver. Man has a passion for justice.
That's wonderful.
You know, it's a good thing that Dutch didn't make up a name for me as well. Otherwise, like, their stories would not be quite straight.
It was all just a big misunderstanding. However, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
I'll pretend to appreciate that. Mr. McIntosh, it has been a real pleasure. The mostly good citizens of Rhodes, we welcome you.
Well, we're just honored to be here.
And make your friend behave. We got enough trouble from some of the residents, old-timers who've gone, sadly, to seed and lost their dignity.
How terrible. Come along now. I will keep this fellow on the straight and narrow.
Come back and see us.
So I'm
sometime
guessing
soon.
Dutch already
Excuse
knows
me,
this
gentlemen.
guy.
Bo, these better be ugly rumors. Is it true you were seen talking to that wretched Penelope Braithwaite?
I can't thank you enough.
Where have you been?
Around,
And where you staying?
I'm renting a caravan on the edge of town behind the church. It's horrible, but no one comes looking. The whole town is trapped in this interminable feud between the two families. His lot, Gray's, and Braithwaite's.
Interesting.
Two old plantation houses, and falling out of rebel gold, and marrying cousins.
And we passed by the Braithwaites, was it? Or the Grays?
Poking around. See what you can find out.
And their plantation was suffering from a
I've
drought.
heard about bounty.
There's been a price on my head for 13 years. It'll take a month to find us down here, and it seems like we can have a little sport.
Well, they're good bounties.
Where you hear this?
Some fellas I met at a camp near the state line said there was talk of it in bars in the north and west for 500 miles. There was talk of super agents of some sort.
Super agents.
Super
Love to
agents?
meet one. It's just talk.
I'm sure it is, but I couldn't not tell you.
Are they referring to the detective
Thank you.
Pinkerton agency? The Pinkerton Detective Agency.
Okay, so these two plantation families. Arthur, you start sniffing around the Gray's place, see what the story is there.
Yeah, I passed by it earlier with our friend Archibald.
Good. Hosea, you see what you can find out about these Braithwaites.
All right. Thank you, Arthur.
Quite a fishing trip.
There's still time.
Were they fishing for knowledge? Damn you, Dutch. Not actually telling what your plan is.
Sure, why not?
Great.
Wait, are we actually gonna go fishing?
Why don't you lead us to that spot you were talking about? I kind of like this place.
Okay. Let's see if we can avoid any more excitement.
Yeah. That would be convenient. Why, hello, horses.
All right, gentlemen. Follow me.
Let's ride. All right, I suppose might as well head out.
It's a bit of a ride still, and it's not a creek. It's the same lake we camped on, just a different pipe. It'll be worth it. I saw some big drum and sturgeon there. Should be rock bass, bluegills, perch, pickerel too. It's a good spot.
I was gonna say, like, why are we going all the way around to the other side of the lake just to fish from the same lake?
He owes me for that.
Trelawney owes everyone for something, but his information is good.
Plus, we are now ingratiated with the local law. I'd say it was a worthwhile diversion all around.
I would agree.
Where is the spot, Hosea? Timbuktu?
Not too much
Ah.
farther. Anyway, you two never told me properly about that business with Cornwall in Valentine. What happened there? Apart from scaring the living daylights out of Mr. Strauss.
Well, a whole bunch of people started shooting at us.
John and I didn't even have time to get paid for the sheep we rustled.
It is safe to say Mr. Cornwall isn't a man to let bygones be bygones.
Ambushed us in the saloon. He came with a lot of guards and what seemed like just...
I wonder if Dutch actually, if Dutch wasn't there,
Closer shaves, but not
would they
that
have
many.
still ambushed them?
Cornwall found
Because the law is after all of them.
behind.
And,
When I was fishing with Jack, remember?
Listen, it was good we moved when we did, but that mess is behind us now.
Yes. Jack told me you were a good teacher when you took him fishing. I said he must have you confused with someone else.
I agree.
So, you're going back to see that Sheriff Gray?
Yeah, I don't see why not. They don't know who we are down here.
He didn't seem
Okay.
the sharpest attacks. Neither did that deputy.
All the way down south in this area.
He can
So
certainly
far-
be useful to us. A little hiding in plain sight.
Although I suppose you could say this is
Plain sight.
But
this is the
sometimes
fantasy
more
approach
smartly
of Red Dead Redemption 2. Like, if they really took the time to
Very funny.
This is
to worry about the scale of the area, like really spend the time creating an area that is meant to be the Wild West to scale. Then it'd be like, oh hey, I need to ride out to this other city. It is a 2 days ride on horseback in literal real time. So the idea that we've
I
traveled.
saw some boats
So,
around last time. Be good
Like,
to
I
get
suppose you
some
could say
for
that
water.
this Red Dead Redemption 2 map is like a microcosm of the whole of the Wild
There on the
West.
shore.
Because you've got like the snowy mountains to the north, you've got these plantations down south. So like this isn't really meant to represent a specific small
I'm sure
area.
Nobody would mind if we borrowed one of these. Come on.
Alrighty then. So everything is relatively far from each other in
Alright.
gameplay terms.
This looks like a fine vessel.
Okay.
And by that definition, if it's far relative to gameplay, then it's also far relative to real life.
Supposed to be some incredible sturgeon.
Okay, here we go.
Also, Arthur looks like he could use himself a shave.
Let
For some reason in this game it says that if you do a really close shave,
You're too dumb for anything else.
it's not good.
You're still too quick for me, old man.
Enjoy picking on children. Now take us to the deeper water and pray for good luck and stupid fish.
But what about
Now, how does
good fish?
That'll do.
how does one?
Get us a bit deeper.
You know, it's been a while since I've actually been on a boat.
I think here's good.
All right. Good luck, gentlemen.
Should really come here at dawn or dusk. That's when you catch the best fish. We should use a lake lure. That'll give us a much better chance.
A lake lure.
To hooking something
All
big
right.
like a sturgeon.
Strong with a good old worm.
Oh, worms are good for tiddlers like bluegill and rock bass, but you'd have to be real lucky to catch a sturgeon with one.
Where's it is, then? You heard the expert, Archer. Let's bait up.
Keep the lure moving slowly on the water so it looks like a little fish just asking to be eaten.
Eat me,
Arthur's got
fish.
a bite. Just gotta reel him in now, Arthur.
Although now I've got a longer distance to reel them in without.
They're nibbling. There, hooked him.
Without breaking the line.
That feels like a bite. Ha! Got ya! Shit, got away.
That was fast. Oh, this has taken a long time. But this fish will be mine. I will defeat it
I got a bite.
in
Got
fish
one.
combat.
Ah, I should have had that one.
Okay, that was a bite. There he is.
Well done.
There we go. That looks like a good one. That's a keeper.
Got one.
Not bad.
A 4-pound steelhead trout. Sometimes called a rainbow trout. This tasty catch is a top prize among anglers who often use worms as bait.
Keeping that one, eh?
Just throw it into the pack.
Hey, I reckon we call it a day, fellas.
Already?
I agree. I caught one fish.
Down outlaws.
All right. Think we got a decent haul here. Pearson will be happy. Should we head back?
We could keep the boat not too far back to camp from here.
Good idea.
Oh, okay.
Be useful.
What about the
Just leave the horses back on the other.
Their way back.
Just follow the shore south, Arthur.
That was fun. Thank you, boys. Now, Hosea,
Yes.
how about a song?
Okay.
Oh dear God, no.
All right, I got one for you. I asked that gal to give me some.
I asked that gal to give me some. She says, wait till the taters is done. I couldn't wait till the taters was done. I couldn't wait till the taters was done. Threw her on the floor and knocked off some. I wish to God I'd passed her by.
I see a theme going on for a lot of the songs they sing.
Got burned and so did I.
That was pretty good. But you know, what song we should be singing?
What?
Look at us. 3 mariners.
Ah, of course.
Okay, for a second there, I highly doubt they'll ever sing a song that I actually know.
While others live at ease, shall we go dance this round, around, around? Shall we go dance this round, around, around?
Although I wonder, I suppose that's a question to ask, is when they were making the game, do they actually research old songs for them to sing, or do they make up the songs for the game? I don't know, actually. I'm not quite familiar with the songs of the Old West. Well, to be fair, I also was not familiar with the songs of the pirate shanties of the day. Leave it to Assassin's Creed 4 to educate me on that subject.
Oh, bravo! Bravo! Well, you know, we should not let the folks back at camp think that we have too much fun.
Indeed not.
They'll be jealous. Just show up with extremely stern expressions. We're serious men. They'll be like, wow, what were you doing out there on that boat? Did you sail off to that lonely island over there on that boat?
All right. I think we are gonna be okay. I know.
Things are looking up, I suppose.
I always know. Whenever
Even
I
though
got
we are all wanted fugitives,
two by my side, things are gonna be.
I
just
still got bounties to pay off. But I'm thinking if I sell
This
that gold
place will be
bar,
good for us.
that should help me
Now,
do
anyway.
I
that.
hope so.
Well, I am going to take in the view.
I'll give these fish to Pearson.
You know, I think I've heard enough of your opinions, miss.
Thank you for watching. Questions, comments, recommendations for something to play next? Comment down below or send it on over to itsoundedgoodonpaper@gmail.com. That's itsoundedgoodonpaper@gmail.com. So long for now.